Tonight, we're celebrating the great US of A. A land built by opportunity.
Ricardo, how long have you been doing this?
40 years. I've made patterns for 40 years.
King Ricardo.
Innovation.
This is the wood from a tree from a few blocks away. The first actual headphones made from a Brooklyn tree.
That's really cool.
Ingenuity.
A few years back, my friend and I had some free time. We took over a friend's garage, and before we knew it, we had a chocolate factory.
Looks like the emoji.
And a spirit of enterprise that spans generations.
We've been doing it for, it's been over 80 years now. And
You think your little boy is going to be in the Cranberry Harvest?
I sure hope so.
Aww.
This is Made in America. Next on First Look. So you think diamonds are a girl's best friend? Nuh-uh, honey. For this girl, shoes are where it's at. My love of shoes runs so deep that I recently launched my own shoe line named Allen. I didn't fully appreciate the work and craftsmanship that goes into making these functional works of art until getting into the shoe business myself. So tonight, we're in New York City's historic garment district for a hands-on look at the soul of shoemaking with homegrown brand Modern Vice.
Modern Vice. I mean, literally, these are my vices. Like, I want to eat them. They're like candy to me. I'm like,
yeah, well, we're doing something right.
And you guys actually make the shoes right here in New York.
Yes, we make the shoes from top to bottom, A to Z, right here in this factory.
I'm into this.
And the first step is coming up with a design and drawing it onto a form known as a shoe last.
Basically, what we have to do is identify the shape that we want to make the shoe out of. And then we use the inspiration that we have for the shoe, and we incorporate that into these beautiful lines that you see on it.
And this is just tape over the last, and then you draw it on.
Yeah, tape over the last, very old school, very traditional way, like the Italians did.
And we decided to use this last based on the inspiration that you sent to us. You get a 3D representation of what the shoe will look like before you actually make the pattern. We've already made it into a paper pattern, and then from the paper pattern, we're gonna cut the shoe. Well, actually, Ricardo, could you grab a blade and show Ashley how to cut?
Okay, Ricardo.
You see, just the end, all around. Okay.
Am I doing it right?
Yeah.
Ooh!
Watch your finger.
Okay.
Go the other side.
Ricardo, you got my back. Maybe a little crooked in there, but...
See that?
You just cut your first shoe.
My first toe piece! I feel like
That's beautiful.
fantastic.
There you go.
And there's machines that will do this. Ricardo's showing us. I mean, these are all handmade.
Everything is handmade. More hands touch these shoes than most factories.
Ricardo, how long have you been doing this?
40 years. I've made patterns for 40 years.
Wow.
All my life.
Does it feel good to know your shoes are going out there and getting worn by the world?
Sure.
Yeah.
When it comes to shoes, the beauty is in the details.
Pull the triggers. And then let's slide it over.
That was fun. Look at that. That's my little fringy
This
bit.
is your fringe. Yeah.
That's amazing. How many shoes are you producing a week here?
We're producing about 1,000 pairs a week.
Wow. You guys are known for your custom design, so are people actually coming in here and looking at the leathers and picking them out personally?
Yeah. Customers always get very excited when they come in this room. They really sort of get to see their dreams actually come into a reality.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's what's so cool about it, is it's really a personal experience. I mean, you get to pick out the leathers, you see the people making your shoes, and I see the bottom of the shoe, it's like made in NYC, and how rare is that? I mean, that is, I never see
extremely
that.
rare.
Very rare.
Right now,
Very rare.
Season to season fashion shoes, the kind of aesthetic that we do, there's really no factory in the country that kind of does it the way we do it. They don't go every season with new styles and updated last shapes and updated materials. That doesn't exist anymore here.
Is there any limit to what material you can use to make shoes?
I mean, you could use a lot of different materials, but there is a certain weight that we like and a certain finish that, we would prefer the material to have.
And you don't want it to be too thin because it's a shoe and there's a lot of medial and lateral movement when you're wearing a shoe, so you don't want it to tear.
For my customized shoe, we go with a classic black leather. And after pounding it onto the last, comes the most important detail.
Ah,
Look at that.
look at that.
Look at that.
That looks amazing.
Ready to go.
Well, I can't wait to see my custom shoe.
Yeah.
I got some buckle, I got some fringe.
Exactly. It's all leather shoe. It's a 70mm heel. Very comfortable, nice round toe. It's not too pointy. So you still get your fashion and comfort all in one place, and the fringe is removable too.
Hey.
Okay,
I got options up in here. Well, you guys, I loved the process. So thank you so much for having me here at Modern
Thank you.
I'm gonna rock my booties.
Coming up, a New England operation that's more American than apple pie.
Cranberries are indigenous to North America. I don't believe apples are, so...
So, hey apples,
move over.
Of all the fruits in all the land, there are only 3 native to North America: the blueberry, the Concord grape, and the illustrious cranberry. And is home to over 13,000 acres of cranberry bogs, Massachusetts is one of the largest cranberry growers in the entire world, second only to Wisconsin. Harvesting these tiny tart treats is a huge undertaking, and giving us a closer look is the family-owned and operated Edgewood Bogs.
Wait. This is so beautiful, huh?
Yeah, it's a great time of year for it too, because you get all the foliage around here and whatnot. And as you can see, we're picking some cranberries today. These are wet harvested cranberries that will be used for things like juices, sauces.
You make a cranberry cocktail?
You've heard of a Cape Codder.
I have not, actually.
So vodka cranberry you've heard of.
Yes.
It's originally called the Cape Codder.
I've had lots of those then, honey. And so are these babies like ripe and ready to go right now?
Absolutely.
Can we eat one?
We could definitely eat one. I'd just recommend.
Do you go for like, because there's
I'd go for a nice red one like that. Have you ever eaten just a cranberry?
No.
Okay. I'll watch your face when you do, because they're a little tart.
No, I'm nervous. Yeah, a little tart.
Make you pucker a little bit, but
crunchy.
Edgewood Bogs has been run by the same family for over 70 years, and in 2009, they launched their own retail brand, Cape Cod Select.
I mean, is it cool to be made in America?
Oh yeah, definitely. Cranberry farming actually started right here in Massachusetts in the 1800s. First of all, this is where most of the population was in that time. Second of all, the land here was just perfect for it.
What's going on under here?
Underneath us, you have a cranberry bog, which common misconception that cranberries grow underwater or something like that, they don't. They grow dry all year long. The vine that you can feel under your feet is where the cranberries grow.
And these are the vines before flooding.
It feels like bubble wrap. So the cranberries are grown here on these vines?
Yep.
And how tall do they grow?
This is where we'd like to keep them. Any thicker than this and they don't produce quite as well. And any thinner than this, they'll tend to rot.
This is where it's good.
Yep. We'll probably start pumping this bog within the next couple of days.
Okay.
And we'll pump enough water on it to cover it with about 6 inches of water. We have a machine that comes out, knocks the berries off of the vine. And inside the berry, there's pockets of air, so they'll float, which makes them very easy to corral.
I didn't realize they had little pockets in there. It's like Mother Nature knew. They're gonna want these babies to float.
They work well for us, so.
Tell me what it's like working with your family. We're 4 generations, now 5?
4th generation. Yep, my son is the 5th generation, so.
You think your little boy is gonna be in the cranberry business?
I sure hope so.
Aww.
But until then, it's time for me to corral thousands of these little guys into several trucks waiting nearby.
And these brushes here will roll the rotted ones out. It'll squish them and push them through.
So the machine squishes the rotten ones, but not the regular ones?
The regular ones are hard enough that they won't push through this grate.
Okay.
So when it gets to our plant, it's actually already about 90% clean.
Inside the plant, the cranberries are further sorted, cleaned, and sanitized before being given the seal of approval by the head honchos of this operation, Matthew and Cindy Rhodes.
I mean, there's billions of berries up in here.
A lot of berries.
So you started it all. This was your family who started this, correct?
That is.
How does that feel?
It's rewarding. It is rewarding. It is challenging, and at times it can be scary too.
Are these good or no?
I would put those in that bucket.
Boom. Did my piece. Oh, I saw another one.
And after a hard day's work, perhaps the best reward for being 100% homegrown is tasting the fruits of your labor.
We're gonna try them.
I had eyeballed this one.
I can't wait to watch your face, because you're gonna love these.
Oh yeah. This tartness of the cranberries just balances it all, doesn't it?
Yep.
With all the sugar and butter and stuff. Sugar and butter. Yum. It's a good recipe.
Yeah.
It's an American recipe, huh?
As American as American can be.
So is it more American than apple pie?
I think it is. Cranberries are indigenous to North America. I don't believe apples are, so...
So, hey apples,
move over.
Coming up, a San Francisco factory that's raising the bar on chocolate.
We only use 2 ingredients, beans and sugar. This is very unlike normal chocolate.
America's craft chocolate scene is booming, with more and more people looking to artisans to get their chocolate fix. And helping to satisfy that craving are companies like Dandelion Chocolate.
Tell me about Dandelion.
We are Dandelion Chocolate. We are a small batch chocolate maker. That means we actually get cocoa beans and turn them into chocolate right here.
And why chocolate?
I've always loved chocolate. It's always been a hobby and passion of mine. A few years back, my friend and I had some free time. We took over a friend's garage. We got some duct tape and some PVC pipe, and we started building machines and roasting up cocoa beans. And before we knew it, we had a chocolate factory.
I mean, that's amazing.
Dandelion grew into a totally tricked out factory in San Francisco's Mission District, where I'm suiting up to make some chocolate.
How are we feeling about this look?
Yeah, it's a good look for you.
Chocolate couture?
Let's do it.
Sweet.
So this is a cacao pod.
Yeah.
This is not a bean. This is a fruit, and what happens is when they're ripe, farmer cuts them off the tree and cuts them open. Inside, you'll find a white fruit, and inside that white fruit, you'll find the seeds, the cocoa beans.
Wow.
So we're gonna make chocolate from the seeds of the cacao fruit. First step, you wanna take a couple scoops of these and put it on the tray.
Feels like a solid scoop to me. And then just sprinkle them?
Yeah, sprinkle them out.
Okay.
So these are some beans that have been fermented and dried, and these are from Montuano, Venezuela. We need to get rid of the bad beans. So
we've got a
job to do. Yep. So
is this too cracked?
Yep. Definitely want to respect that.
Okay. That's no bueno.
No bueno.
No bueno on that bean. How are we feeling about this one?
That bean's pretty good.
How many beans? We need a lot of beans.
I think I need a lot of beans. Yeah, I think about 50 beans is gonna be a chocolate bar.
I've got 3 so far.
After sorting and roasting, we crack the beans open to get to the good stuff.
Inside these little bits of bean, these are the nibs. We take our little nibs and we grind them down, and then we keep grinding for 3 days until we have chocolate.
Whoa! Looks like the emoji that I have on my phone.
And as for the taste...
Ooh. Yeah, that's intense.
Yeah, a little strong.
Need to add something to it, right?
A little something.
And that something is what separates Dandelion's craft chocolate from most of the world's industrial chocolate.
Okay, so all you add to the cocoa beans is organic cane sugar?
That's right. It's just 2 ingredients, beans and sugar.
And how does that differ from other kinds of chocolate?
So most chocolate would have a lot of things added to it, at least extra cocoa butter, vanilla, and lecithin. This is as pure as you can get.
Is there a difference in taste to the origin of the bean?
Exactly. So it's very much like wine or coffee, where every bean has its own unique flavor. We're trying to bring out that flavor. Most big companies see that as a defect, and they want all their chocolate to taste the same. So this is Dominican Republic, and it has 2 days more to go.
I can tell. It's in that process where it's starting to taste good, but it just needs a little bit more grinding. Hey.
Okay, look at that.
After clearly acing Chocolate Making 101, we graduate to the Dandelion Cafe for my final lesson.
The most important thing is that you don't eat it too quickly. Some notes come out after 10 or 15 seconds, so let it melt.
What bars am I trying?
Montuano, Venezuela, those are the beans that you worked with earlier today. And then Zorzal, Dominican Republic, and Madagascar. The only difference between these 3 bars is where the bean is from.
This is the beans I worked with.
That's right. Just put it up.
Okay.
And just bite.
Yeah.
And let it melt.
I've never tried chocolate slowly like this. You really get the smell, the taste, it's melting in your mouth.
This one is more on the chocolatey side. The next 2 are getting pretty interesting. So now try this one, see if you notice a difference. The notes of this one are more like caramel and walnut.
Yeah, really nice.
And then the last one is gonna be crazy.
I like crazy. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's
tastes like
different.
citrus and fruit.
Yeah.
So there's no added fruit, there's no added citrus. This is just the bean itself.
Wow, that's so interesting. I have to tell you, I mean, this is some amazing chocolate, and I love what you're doing.
Awesome. Well, thanks for coming by.
Thanks, Todd.
Coming up, a Brooklyn-born company that's changing the way we hear music.
Ooh, it's just yummy. It's just yummy. Like, just resonates in the soul, doesn't it?
Headphones are one of today's most popular gadgets turned audible accessories, capable of transporting your mind to a different place and transforming your mood instantly. And among the various choices on the market is a little-known brand straight out of Brooklyn. Born from a family that's been quietly building some of the industry's most renowned headphones for more than 60 years and counting.
I feel like the sound, I keep saying like Christmas Day. It's like, this makes me happy.
This is Grado Labs, a modest operation founded inside an unassuming townhouse spanning 3 floors and 3 generations.
Back in the 40s, my uncle was a master watchmaker. Was always an audio enthusiast. He sang by using his watchmaking talents. He started making the phono cartridge like a fine Swiss watch.
Explain to me what a phono cartridge is.
You have any idea what a turntable is?
I do, a little fricky
Okay, so the phono cartridge is actually the piece that sits on the record and retrieves the signal off the vinyl record.
With nearly 50 patents to his name, the late Joseph Grado is credited with more innovations in phono cartridge design than anyone in our lifetime, earning him a place in the Audio Hall of Fame in 1982. And when his nephew John took over the business in 1990, Grado Labs really started making some noise.
We saw that headphones were kind of considered second-class citizens in the audio world, and we felt we could really make an impression.
You guys are the cool guys.
Oh.
Yeah, you can say it.
And even back then, we were highly rated.
Yeah.
But even with business booming, Grado's mode of operation remains exactly the same.
So talk me through each floor and what happens.
So this is the basement. This is, we make the parts. In the rear is the production area for the phono cartridges. On the second floor is the headphone production. On the top floor, we have our listening room.
Why keep your business here in this building? You know, why not expand, go elsewhere?
I'm very big on family tradition. My grandfather bought it in 1918. I grew up here. I like coming to work. I like getting my hands dirty. If the machine breaks, I'm the one working on it.
It's a lot of pride.
Absolutely.
And that very sentiment extends to every level of Grado's business.
This is a housing. Okay. We're gonna bond them together.
So how long have you been doing this?
22 years.
22 years. And how many headphones do you think you make per year?
About 200,000.
All by hand?
Yes.
Wow. Oh.
A little bit more. Okay.
Whoa.
Okay, now we're gonna test.
Okay. Whoa. Yeah, okay. Wow. That's so cool. That was a nice girthy sound. So this is a finished product.
Yes.
This is how I dance, girl. Oh, or I drop it down low if I need to, if it's real bassy. Boom.
Okay, let's try that again. This time with the headphones actually plugged in.
So is there a method to listening?
I break down the sound. I'll pick out particular instruments or voices. I listen to all the different parts, and then I put them all together to see the full picture.
All right, here I go.
Okay.
I'm doing this. Oh, it's just yummy. It's just yummy. Like, just resonates in the soul, doesn't it? That bass, the quality. That's what I'm talking about. You just hear everything, but it's warm.
We feel it kind of puts you right in the middle of the music.
That's it. It puts you in the middle of the music. Yeah. That's a good way to have someone really care about the quality of the sound means a lot, because people don't realize that they're not hearing it the way it's meant to be listened to, the way it's meant to be heard.
And if this is the first time you're hearing about Grado headphones, you're not alone.
So I got to hear the headphones,
Great.
quality, A+,
Nice.
love. But I do have to be honest, I haven't heard of Grado before today. Why do you think that is?
We haven't advertised since 1964, so it's always been word of mouth.
It represents the quality of the brand, doesn't it, if it's word of mouth?
Right.
So is that why you keep it local and you don't expand? Because then you can kind of have control over the quality?
The bigger the company, the more space between my dad and the end product. And if that means keeping it small to keep the quality up and to produce something we're proud of, I think it's worth it.
So how does it feel to have a company that is actually 100% made in America?
I grew up literally here.
Literally here.
Literally right here. And then not only made in America, but this is the wood from a tree from a few blocks away. Headphones made from a Brooklyn tree.
That's really cool.
It's something my dad and my great uncle have both put their life's work into, so I'd love to keep that going.
And I'm really excited I get to wear a little Grado headphones out in the world and be like, what's up, people? Rocking quality right here, handmade, what?
Products made in America are not always easy to find, but they are definitely worth the extra legwork.
That's American made right there.
Sure is.
See you next week.